story of Seurat, Guggenheim, Hilary Beck and Frank Lloyd Wright. A museum that has become a cultural model worldwide, one which has sought to encompass art and architecture as a universal work of art, while placing living artists, younger and older, at the core of its far-reaching cultural and educational mission. The Guggenheim today is essentially a museum in multiple places around the world.
I'm Susan Davidson, this is Valerie Hillings.
We're at the start of something historic.
Actually, what we want to really talk to you about is the process of putting together this exhibition. One moves through the various steps until the work gets on the wall.
This was our opportunity to create a temple-like experience. We can show these things a million different ways, and we begin to realize that some things that we never imagined together could be absolutely fantastic.
Really essential to be able to absorb.
Not only how you balance a particular wall, but you balance the whole experience.
I'm interested in how the process or your approach might change every time depending on the audience that you're portraying to.
It was not so much about masterpieces, but about telling the history of the country through its art.
It doesn't always shift you far off your usual course, but sometimes you just pick up a little something that will help you make that point of communication all the more effective.
Appreciate your participation in this forum as we prepare for the opening of the museum in 2013 here in Abu Dhabi.
This time we focused on problem-solving skills. This kind of line across here, that this stretched out tail and this extended neck is giving you movement.
We need to integrate museums into the curriculum scope and sequence, make it part of the academic requirement.
Guggenheim's going to have with the program is that diversity. The diversity in the communities, the diversity in the cultures, the diversity in the school programs.
We've just really gone out to find out where all these layers existed. When are those meetings? So we've been able to put together a calendar of when do the history teachers of Sharjah meet, when do the math teachers of Sharjah meet, when does the nursery council meet.
You would just choose a shape and put it on our canvas. There's an artist by the name of Elizabeth Murray who frequently does that. Jalen's done something called overlapping, and I haven't found a word for that yet. Underlapping, and many artists use not just the flat surface, but begin to build out and use three-dimensional forms as well. These are by Ralph Scarlett. They all include circles.
White and green color synchronization everywhere.
Whereas these two are more plain, they're kind of more, just kind of flat. Whereas those two make you feel like there's life coming out of it.
I felt that it starts slowly at a point. That's how you feel about that picture. And then the rhythm starts in and the objects start moving around. And then they again move on, they start deviating. And in the end, they separate out.
I think that picture might potentially have more bursting bubbles because they've got thinner edges.
Bubbles. The other girls, just wait one moment.
So we have to make something out of it.
We already did, but you can.
Dancing bubbles, touching space, planets, galaxies, universe, bubbles.
Ooh. Bubbles, calming micro-life circles, conceptual bubbles floating.
Where does contemporary Arab art stand in the art world today?
Abstraction is an extract from reality.
Abstract art is really, it needs a more explanation.
If you allow yourself to go within, I'm sure you feel something very special.
ففي منطقتنا وقبل أن ننفتح على التجربة الأوروبية كان الفن عندنا تجريديا ونرى ذلك بوضوح في المساجد المشغولة بالأحجار الصلبة المعشقة ذات الألوان المختلفة، وكذلك المقرنصات بالخشب والحجر والجص.
We live in a modern world and we are influenced by everything around us.
It's really a self-centered discontinuity with what happened before.
Abstraction really came step by step. Just trust your intuition.
I believe that art is a global language.
If we know how, we can begin to appreciate their work better.